Hey guys, Jim here once again, and what I'd like to do right now is something a little bit out of the ordinary and talk about a fixed blade knife. This is the single one and only fixed blade that I have in my personal collection because, well, honestly, I really don't have a need for fixed blade knives. It's just not my thing. I like to have a knife that's compact, that folds up, and can just rest comfortably in my pants pocket for the eventuality that I'll actually need to use a knife for some reason. I don't go out in the wilderness. I'm not a hunter. I'm not a camper. I'm not a hiker. So I really don't have a need for any kind of big chopping fixed blade knife. But with the relationship that I've got with Jason and the love that I have for his products, obviously, as you see, I've got a few and I've got more on the way right now. It was just too cool not to have. You guys know that I've had the zombie thing that I love, you know, with the two different Microtech, Zombie Tech knives. So this kind of really fit into my collection and my personality. My first experience with Jason was with the Silent Soldier folder. You guys might remember mine was the first one ever done with a tip-up carry clip. I'm just not a tip-down guy. He was cool enough to modify it for me and do that. Other guys have now followed suit and made that request now that they've seen this one, and there are a lot of happy campers that just love this knife. This is a sick little, super little carry knife. Then, of course, you guys have seen my video. This is right now, I believe, my most viewed and most commented on video as far as reviews go on the Division Flipper. And actually this week, people have gotten their shipping notifications. There are going to be guys out there that are going to get theirs and will finally know how great this thing is that I've been raving about for months. So I hope you guys enjoy that. But this video is really going to be about this monster Coroner. Now, the Coroner typically does not come in this fashion. The Coroner is usually going to have a satin D2 blade, and this is done in that limited edition zombie green with the zombie blood spatter done on both sides of the blade. Nice textured G10 handles. Let's give you some quick specs, and I'll put these right back next to it so you can get an idea for just how big that blade and how what size that handle really is. You're looking at an overall length of 11¼ inches. The blade length is actually 6¼ inches with 5.9 inches of cutting surface. And here's the thing that really got me, because when I picked this up, I mean, this thing weighs a ton. It's almost 12.5 ounces. It's a big chunk of steel. This is 1/4 inch thick blade stock. I mean, just crazy, crazy thick blade on this. Very tough. He's got this modified, this really cool sawtooth. You've got, it alternates, a tooth that leans this way, then this way, then this way, then this way. And it's really made for making striking blows. It's not really made to saw through like wood or anything because it's very spread apart the way that it is. Obviously, you want to think, oh, it's made to cut bone. Not really, but this is made for a striking tool that's really going to cause some very, very serious damage. As mentioned, you get D2 tool steel, and he does a really great edge on this. Let me see if I can reach over, grab a piece of paper here, because you wouldn't expect a 1/4 inch thick blade to be like paper cutting sharp. It's made for much bigger cutting tasks. But as you see, you know, as with all of Jason's knives, he does a great job on sharpening it and giving you a very refined edge. He does a fantastic job on that. Now, since I am not a fixed blade kind of guy, you know, I'm probably not going to hit on all the points that a serious fixed blade collector is going to want to hear because I don't know what your needs are, and I apologize for that. But I felt it was only right to give a little bit of love and a little bit of attention to this knife as it sits in my collection because I'm so impressed with it. And not being a fixed blade guy, for me to really love this the way that I do, I think it speaks volumes for the quality. Again, super heavy, thick blade stock, great steel, nice jimping back here on the top side on the spine of the blade. It is aggressive. It's not painful, but it certainly, you lock in very nicely. The fuller-on here is about 2/3 of the length of the entire blade on both sides. The G10 is contoured nicely, so you have some nice rounded edges, so you don't have any blockiness around your fingers. No blockiness back here either, because it's been radiused here as well. So if I was actually doing some serious cutting task and, cutting down shaving down a piece of wood into a spike or something, I'm not going to have any excess fatigue in my hands. I'm not going to have any of that pain associated with that. It's just an overbuilt, crazy, this is almost like a short machete in my mind. You do have a beautiful V grind here, a nice hollow grind. It gets very, very thin at the edges, but you'll notice, I don't know if I can really get it to focus there, it's still a broad enough blade that if you were doing some hacking, I don't know that you would do a hell of a lot of damage. D2 is not really soft steel to begin with, so I don't really think that you're going to have any issues with that. The ergonomics are great. The feel in the hand, for me, being a novice to fixed blades, I think it feels great in my hand. It doesn't feel, really alien. So, I would tell you, take a good look at them. Now, I know they're not cheap. I don't know how much the regular satin blade is without all the embellishments. I know these sold at $350. I think there are still a couple available, and don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. And I don't know when you're watching this video. You could be watching it 2 years after I upload it. But, they sell for $350 right now while they're currently available in certain retailers. I don't know how much the satin finish version is. I would figure it's going to be probably $50 less. I would say expect to spend about $300 for the standard version. It's a really cool thing. You may not be into the zombie thing. I am. I think it's cool. That's just who I am. You might want the satin finish. He also makes a blackout version where everything is completely blacked out. That one's pretty damn mean also. But if you want a knife just to have and to hold that's like a sculpted, almost artistic piece of steel, you really should check one of these out. I mean, look at those saw teeth on the back there. The precision in which he manufactures just shines right through. And the dude's got some great designs. He's got dozens of designs. Go check out his website at brousblades.com and see what kind of cool and innovative things he's done. But for me, as a relative newbie to fixed blades, I apply a lot of the same principles that I would to my folders. It's got to be comfortable in the hand. It's got to have a nice balance. It's got to feel to me that there's a necessity, to have it in my collection. And I think it pretty much, it hits all the marks for me. I don't know if it will for you. I find it to be high quality. I like D2 steel. It's tough. It holds a great edge. Okay, so it's not the most corrosion resistant, blade material out there. But as long as you're not an idiot, you're taking care of your knives, wipe it down occasionally, with a tough cloth or something, you don't really have any of those concerns. You don't have anything to be worried about. So, just take decent care of your stuff. And you know what? If this was a $75 fixed blade that you were going out in the woods with, maybe you'd be a little bit more careless with it. But you drop $300 or $350 on it, you're more likely than not to have the sensibility to take care of the things that you've paid a good amount of money for. So, the way I look at it is it's a wonderful extension to his brand. I think it really signifies the power and strength that he tries to bring through in his designs. Very aggressive, very tough, and with a splatter of cool dropped in. So anyway, that was my very quick, short-winded overview of the Brous Coroner limited edition, zombie edition. Check it out if you get a chance. There's quite a few retailers that have had them. Otherwise, check them out at brousblades.com, and I will talk to you guys later.